This video is on a makeup kit that's perfect for beginners because it's not going to break your bank. Today's video is done in partnership with Walmart, so best believe all these products are affordable products that you can get from walmart.com, and all the product links will be in the description box down below. Thank you to Walmart for sponsoring today's video. One of the most important products in your makeup routine, especially if you're a beginner, is skincare. So first I would recommend this Neutrogena serum for all skin types because it works to hydrate your skin, and everybody's skin needs hydration. So I like to apply a few drops of this. This is also a primer at the same time. It helps to prime your skin and get your makeup to last longer. This is gonna prevent your makeup from being absorbed by your skin because your skin is hydrated. I noticed that it gets the makeup to last on longer. It also gives your skin this really healthy glow. So when you're applying your foundation looks very skin-like. But you also need a good moisturizer, and one that I love is the L'Oreal Revitalift moisturizer. I would recommend this in your makeup kit as well because you need something that is going to lock in hydration on your skin. Using my fingers, I just like to apply a good amount because I do have really dry and dehydrated skin. So applying a good amount of moisturizer is going to help protect my skin from dehydration. At the same time, it's going to help the makeup blend really smoothly. This is also great for all skin types. So whether you're oily, whether you're dry, or combination, this is going to work to help moisturize your skin. Foundation is one of those products that I find really hard to find one that matches your skin perfectly, but one that I've come across that I found is really great for all skin tones and skin types is the Revlon ColorStay foundation. They have a wide range of skin tone shades. They also have one for combination and oily skin. This one that I'm using is the one for normal to dry skin, which is my exact skin type. So if you have really oily skin, I would recommend using the other one because it's oil-free and it's longer lasting on your skin, and it helps to prevent your skin from building up oils. This one that I'm using is really hydrating and moisturizing, and it helps to keep my skin hydrated. So if you're somebody who has a really dry skin, I would recommend this, or if you have normal skin, your main concern is not the buildup of oils, then I would recommend getting this one. And then I like to use a beauty sponge to blend this out. This one is one by e.l.f. Cosmetics. Very affordable, and it works really great to blend out all your complexion products. I would highly recommend trying out a beauty blender. If a beauty blender doesn't work for you, I would recommend using a dense brush. And as you can see, this foundation blends really easy on my skin because my skin is really moisturized, and it works well with my skin type. So always make sure to use a foundation that goes well with your skin type. The shade that I use is 500 Walnut, which is for warm skin tones. Now, if you have darkness under your eyes, you want to cancel out the darkness first before applying a brightening concealer. And to do that, I would recommend using the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Concealer. The shade that I'm using is Cappuccino. So I like to focus the amount only where I need it, which is around the inner corner. And I also have a little bit of discoloration on the outer corner, and I like to make sure I'm also tapping into that. I am going to place a little bit on my forehead just to smoothen it out, and I do like to place a little bit on my chin area. Because this is a very fast drying concealer, you want to go ahead and blend it out almost immediately. And as you can see, it has a really nice yellow pigment. At the same time, it gives enough coverage to help cancel out the discoloration under my eyes. And depending on your skin tone, it can also help to brighten up your skin. So this concealer is more on the full coverage side, which I feel like a lot of people usually go for, especially for a full glam makeup look. But if you're somebody who likes to use a little bit less concealer, I would recommend going in with a hydrating concealer because they're usually more hydrating, less full coverage, and they usually give a really nice flawless under eye. A really good one is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealers. These are very affordable, and they also tend to crease less because they do have more hydrating factors. So if you have fine lines under your eyes, they really help to hydrate them. If you want to create a really bright under eye, I would recommend going in with another concealer or the same concealer but a different shade. The one that I would recommend is the Black Opal Brightening Concealer because its main focus is to brighten up your skin, and the shade that I use is Latte. So with this type of concealer, you want to apply a very small amount because the goal is to just brighten it up. So I like to take the beauty sponge and just blend it out. But when blending it out, you only want to focus on the inner corner and not drag it all the way out, because you want to create a really natural brightening look, like it's coming from within your skin. And I also like to take that and bring it up across my eyelid eyelids because we are going to apply eyeshadow. And as you can see, the concealer gives my skin more of a natural, brighter look. It doesn't look like it's extended all the way out. It looks like the light is just naturally reflecting on my skin, giving my skin more of a brighter look. And then next I'm going to contour, and I'm going to use the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This is in the shade Rich Ebony with a liquid contour that is very pigmented. You want to place it at the back of your hand first and not directly apply it because it can get really pigmented and you can take away from that pigment. Then you want to take your brush or applicator, you want to dip into it and in circular motion blend out your contour. I love this Real Techniques brush because it's very dense, so it gives you pigmentation for your contour. At the same time, it has that perfect angle to really hug your cheekbones. So I like to focus my contour right where my cheekbones are and just bringing it upwards. Then you want to go back in with the concealer and cover up any harsh lines that you might see from the contour. This is going to give you more of a blended and flawless look. And as you can see, the contour looks very natural. It's not too sharp. It doesn't look like I've applied too much pigment compared to this side where it looks like I really need to contour. So you want to do the same thing for this side and just apply it in circular motion, making sure to focus only where your cheekbone structure is. Contour should also be blended upwards to give you more of a structured look versus blended downwards. It's going to bring your face down. So you want to have more of a sharper bone structure versus a droopy one. I also like to place the contour on my jawline because I do have a structured jawline, and this is going to help snatch your face in a little bit more. And to blend it out, I like to drag it downwards. And then of course we have to go back in with the sponge that we used for the concealer to blend out the contour and get rid of any harsh lines that you see. When it comes to blush, I usually prefer a cream blush because they're usually very pigmented if you get the right one, and they last longer on the skin. So one that I would recommend is the NYX Wonder Stick. So it comes in 2 different shades in one, and it's affordable, so you can't beat that. To apply cream blush, I like to use a dense brush because it helps to pack on the pigment, but I don't like to apply it directly on my skin. I like to pack the blush on the brush first, then go in and apply it. I feel like it gives more of a softer and natural finish. So for blush, I like to focus on the upper part of my cheekbones and bring it upwards. This is going to help give me more of a lifted look. And as you can see, these blushes are really pigmented. They're great for all skin tones and skin types because they come in so many different shades and the finish is just gorgeous. Before using any setting powder, I'm gonna go in with a cream blush. So I'm using the Milani Cheek Kiss liquid blush. So this is supposed to be a blush and a highlighter, but I usually use this as a highlighter because it's too light for my skin. And the shade that I use is 05 Luminoso, which is my favorite highlighter shade when it comes to Milani blushes. So I like to do the same thing for this, apply it at the back of my hand instead of directly applying it on my skin because it can cause a little bit of patchiness. Using this blush brush, I'm just going to grab a little bit of that highlighter, and you want to make sure to diffuse the product all over the brush and then go in and apply the highlighter. This is going to give your skin that natural glow, especially if you have dry skin. This helps to mimic the look of healthy, glowy, glassy looking skin. So I like to focus it right where the top of my cheeks are. You can also place a very small amount on your forehead as well because my forehead tends to be really reflective without makeup. So I just like to bring back that feature. So as you can see, it gives me this really nice healthy glow. It looks like my skin is glowing from within. Then now we're gonna go in with setting powder to set all these cream and liquid products. I like to use 2 powders, so I'm going to use a setting powder and a finishing powder. Both of these work together to set your makeup, but I'm going to show you how I like to use each. First, I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus setting powder. This setting powder is a translucent setting powder, so it's very natural. The reason why I would recommend this for beginners is because it doesn't cake up under your eyes. It feels very comfortable. Even if you apply too much, it's very forgiving. So the shade that I use is Banana, and how I like to apply the powder is taking this very small e.l.f. sponge and dipping into the powder and not going directly and applying the powder on my skin. I like to take it at the back of my hand, and as you can see, there's excess powder that comes off the sponge. You want to get rid of this excess powder and roll it around so that it smoothly spreads out on the sponge, and then you want to go in and press it under your eyes. This is going to avoid any clumpiness under your eyes. It's going to give you more of a smooth finish, so it's not going to clump clump up under your eyes. The reason why people sometimes have really patchy under eyes is because the setting powder is really clumpy, and applying it this way helps to prevent that. So I'm gonna do the same thing for this eye. I like to focus exactly where I apply the concealer, which is closer towards the bridge of my nose, and then I like to bring it outwards. And you want to make sure you're really pressing that under your eyes, especially where you applied concealer, to prevent creasing. And as you can see, this helps to set your concealer, but it gives you a really nice natural finish. When selecting the shade for your setting powder, you want to make sure that you're selecting a shade that is closer towards the color of your concealer shade, or even lighter, so that it doesn't darken up your concealer. After setting powder, you can go in with finishing powder. This is usually good for people who have wrinkles, texture on your skin, such as like acne or even discoloration, because it really helps to smoothen out your skin, giving you more of a flawless finish than people who don't have those skin concerns. So the one that I would recommend is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. So the shade that I use is deep. You definitely want to get one that is your concealer shade. So I like to apply this the same way I would apply setting powder, making sure to get rid of any clumpiness, and you only want to focus this powder right where you have the texture. So a lot of times I have pores around this area, so I like to just press that where my pores are, and this is going to help reduce the appearance of the pores. If you have any discoloration like around your cheeks or acne or wrinkles under your eyes, a finishing powder under your eyes would also work best. These are the two eyebrow products that I would recommend for beginners because they're really easy to apply. So I used the NYX Stick It Thick It Brow Mascara. If you have really fluffy eyebrows, I would say just use this on its own and use it to brush up your eyebrow hairs upwards, and then go in with the NYX eyebrow pen to fill in your eyebrows with any sparse hairs. And I do have a very detailed eyebrow video where I use these products, so I'll go ahead and leave that in the description box down below. For eyeshadow, I really love these Milani Gilded Mini Eyeshadow Palettes because they're really easy to use. I really like how the palettes are transitioning from light to dark, and all their mini palettes do that. The one that I'm using is the Gilded Mini in the shade Call Me Old Fashioned. First shade we're going in with is this dark black shade right here. Using that shade, I'm gonna focus this on the outer portion of my eye, and we are going for a semi-smoky eye makeup look that is usually very easy to recreate. So I'm just blending this in circular motion, but I'm only focusing on the outer corner of my eyes. Then I'm gonna go in with this dark brown shade right here. I'm gonna use this as the transition shade to blend out that black eyeshadow, and I'm bringing this brown shade towards the inner corner of my eyes. Then going in with this shimmer shade right here, I'm gonna place that shade right at the center of my eyes, and this is going to transition the next shade that we're going to apply on the inner corner. Then I'm gonna go in with this lighter shade. So this is more like almost white eyeshadow shade. It is a matte shade, but using that shade, I'm gonna place it on the inner corner of my eyes because it helps to brighten up the eye look. The Essence Superfine eyeliner is one of my favorites because it is quite affordable, but it's also a really nice felt tip eyeliner that helps to give you really nice pigmentation on your eyeliner, and it's also really beginner friendly because it's easy to use. So I'm just going to outline the outer corner of my eye and the inner corner of my eye and also wing this look out. I went ahead and popped some rhinestones on my eyeliner. This is optional, you don't have to do this. I just think it adds a little bit of glam. To finish off the makeup look, you need a good brown lip liner. One that I would recommend is the NYX Professional Makeup Lip Liner in the shade Espresso. It's the perfect brown for any type of lip look. And then lastly, I'm gonna go in with this pink gloss. This is the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Angel Food Cake. It is beginner friendly because it's not a lipstick. It stays on your lips for a long time and it's very moisturizing. So this is one of my favorite lip glosses or just any lip product that is really affordable. So in your makeup kit, I would highly recommend getting this Milani Make It Last sunscreen. So it has an SPF of 30, so it protects your skin with your makeup. It also acts as a finishing mist because it gets your makeup to last on longer. And it also gives you a really nice, healthy, dewy finish. One thing about under eye creasing is that it can get very annoying. If you struggle with that, then definitely watch this video right here because I break down to you step by step how to stop your under eye from creasing.
KLJ, welcome to a channel where it's poppin'.